Welcome back, everyone, to the Late Night Review, and tonight I'm talking about a movie I'm so happy to finally get to. It's Black Eagle with the JeanClaude Van Dam and Sho Kosugi. Sho Kosugi, I hope I'm getting his name right if I remember right. There's no script. I'm doing most of these videos on memory, but Sho Kosugi, he's the star of this film. JeanClaude Van Dam plays the bad guy, but Kosugi, he was a former karate champion, and he's multiple disciplines in terms of a martial artist. He's studied pretty in depth in multiple disciplines, including ninjutsu. Been in multiple ninja movies, and like I said, karate champion and great martial artist. And he's the star of this film, Black Eagle. JeanClaude Van Damme is the bad guy in here. I think the chemistry between the two is really good, actually. And yeah, it's a B-rated movie. It's not usually ranked high at all in terms of JeanClaude Van Damme movies, but I have to say, it's one of my guilty pleasures. It's a movie I really like. It is, I have a ton of nostalgia for it, and you'd have to kind of be there, I think, to understand, but I just want to say this. One of the reasons I really like it, and I'll compare it to another Jean-Claude Van Damme movie or two, that I actually like Black Eagle better than those two, and it might raise some eyebrows out there, but when I saw Bloodsport and Cyborg, but first obviously Bloodsport, I was so taken by that movie. I really enjoyed it, loved the movie. And I really became a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan early on. Really liked him. He had such charisma. These movies and many other movies like them are obviously not very realistic, for sure. The fighting's not very realistic, but they're fun. They're athletic, and I have a blast. I fell in love with Bloodsport and really became a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan and follower. I wanted to see what else has this guy been in. So every time we went to the video store, and then of course you've seen trailers and previews, like when you would rent a video, they would tell you coming attractions, soon coming to video cassette or whatever. I saw Black Eagle, the trailer, and I had to look for it. This was a time when I talk about nostalgia, it was a time when I saw Bloodsport, and then I just went looking for what else has Jean-Claude Van Damme been in. Is there going to be an interview with him on TV? When am I going to see another movie? So when we went to the video store, I looked for everything I could. What else has he been in? And I found Black Eagle, along with No Retreat, No Surrender, one of my favorite movies. It's the acting's terrible, and there's some of the stunts they do and some of the fighting is just off the wall, but it's so fun. And maybe I'll do a review of that in the future. Love that movie with all its flaws and with all the bad dialogue, and there's so many things to criticize about it. I have fun with that. But Black Eagle, I like it so much because it's one of those films I saw when I was looking for what else has this guy been in. I have to see more with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So when I found it at the video store and I saw him posing on the front, and then Sho Kosugi there in his stance, I was so taken by it. And when I rented it, I was a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. I knew nothing about Sho Kosugi. I didn't. So obviously I was going for Van Damme, even though I knew he was probably going to come up with the short end of the stick by the end of the movie. And but Sho Kosugi, he does a great job. And then the ninja movies that he was in, I'd find out later that he did all these ninja movies, 1, 2, 3, and I don't know how many they made. But Jean-Claude Van Damme, I was just following him like crazy. And when I saw him in this movie, I thought, wow, and he was doing the splits on the boat. And he was throwing knives, I believe. He did the splits on the boat. And he worked over the actor. He worked over the guy, because he's in this movie too. He worked over the guy that played in 10 to Midnight with Charles Bronson and Messenger of Death with Charles Bronson. Had a small role in Hitcher as well. He was in Black Eagle. And Jean-Claude Van Damme not only worked him over, I think he stepped on his neck and did a Bolo Young on him. And that was the end of him. It's been a long time since I seen Black Eagle from beginning to end. But when I was a kid, I seen it like 300 times or whatever, and then rewinding it, watching certain scenes again, especially the fight scenes. Jean-Claude, it was so great to see him young, and so great to see him in a movie that I never seen before. I saw Bloodsport, I saw Cyborg, which I loved, and then I tried to look for everything else he was in. So to see him in Black Eagle, still young, and it's one of his earliest roles. You go back now and look at him. It's great to see him young. He has the physique. He's doing the splits, athletic as heck, and just it's really fun to see it. The movie as a movie, if you really look at the movie, let's say Jean-Claude Van Damme was never in it and KOSUGI it was never in it. It's not that good. It's okay. It's a fine movie. I've seen worse. It's okay. The score is okay. It's average, but I like it. There's something about the movie I like. Even though I recognize it has flaws, I do like Black Eagle. Even if Jean-Claude Van Damme wasn't in it, I'd still like it. But when he's in it, it just makes it go way, way up. The acting in here is, not that good. It's better than No Retreat, No Surrender, but it's not it's not that good. But some of the performances are okay. Sho Kosugi does a good job for what Jean-Claude Van Damme was given and who he is and the character he plays. He does a fine job. I think he does good as the villain. He has a love interest in there. And obviously, it's a spoiler review. This movie's been out for years and years and years, but there's probably a lot of people who haven't seen it, so I guess I won't give the ending away. I just thought about that. It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's in it, but he's not the star of the movie, but he's in the movie. But still, there's probably a lot of people who haven't seen it. I like it. The movie is average. It's not that good, but I have so much nostalgia for it. It makes me really like it. I actually even like it more, and this is going to be crazy to a lot of people. I like it a little bit more than, or significantly more. Actually, I like it significantly more, to be honest, than Hard Target. I liked Hard Target. I love Lance Hendrickson, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Wilford Brimley, but there's so many scenes in there to me where it takes so long to get back to the action. And I think it was a fine movie, good movie, had some really great action scenes, but it was so slow in certain scenes. There's a few scenes I think they could have done without. I actually enjoy Black Eagle more. I do, and I have the rewatchability. I'd rather watch Black Eagle than Hard Target. But I think you can chalk a lot of that up to nostalgia. I have a lot more nostalgia for Black Eagle than Hard Target. This was they're all young Van Damme. Van Damme's young in both of them, but this was a really young Jean-Claude Van Damme. And it was just more of a movie that I can sit back, relax, and enjoy. There's certain things in Hard Target that irritated me, and I think there was a lot of focus on style, which I love atmosphere and style in a movie, but I think they focused on style a little too much in Hard Target, and it took away from uh, some of the substance, and I think they should have made the action more. Um, I think they should have had more action scenes, and I think it should have been a faster pace in Hard Target. That's just my opinion. It's still a good movie, but I enjoy Black Eagle more. Got more nostalgia for it. The movie's okay. If you've never seen it before and you don't have nostalgia for it, you might think, yeah. But I really like it because Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'm a fan of his. I love the athleticism. These movies should never be a guide on how to fight, but the athleticism, the grace and the style that Jean-Claude Van Damme, I mean, he's a great movie fighter in terms of just selling the kicks, selling the athleticism, selling the moves. It's fun to watch him. You would never want to train that way or use these techniques. 90% of the time, but he's great to see on film. He's got such charisma, such athleticism, and he's not in this movie a whole lot, but he's in part of it, at least part of it. Maybe a little more than I remember, but probably because I wanted him to be in it more. And it's worth checking out if you like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and especially if you like just the fact that he's in it. I enjoy Black Eagle more than almost 90% of his modern stuff that he's done over the last 10 or 15 years. I like Black Eagle almost better than any of those. It's a young Van Damme, and it's a healthy Van Damme, and it's a Van Damme that I not only have nostalgia for, I've said that a million times, but every time I think of Black Eagle, I think of Bloodsport. I think of Cyborg. I think of Kickboxer. I mean, these were the early days. This is when I was No Retreat, No Surrender. Brings me back to all that stuff. And that's one of the reasons I love it. If you haven't seen it and you like if you don't like these types of movies, you probably won't like it and you'll think it's just a waste of time. But if you like Jean-Claude Van Damme and you like these older 80s movies and you just want to see him in a movie maybe you haven't seen before, it's worth checking out. I think you'll like it if you're into it the way I am. So this has been the Late Night Review. Have a good night, and please like and subscribe and share this video. Hype it up, pump it up, and take care, everybody.